Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This video is a bit different because for the first time I'll be doing a voiceover as I walk you through the final days of my life in Istanbul. Moving away from Turkey has been a major turning point, and I wanted to share this journey with all of you. Leaving Istanbul in particular wasn't an easy decision, and my connection to Turkey is so deep. One of my parents is Turkish, and Istanbul has been home for me for so many years. It's a city of vibrant culture, rich history, and beautiful traditions that have given me a unique upbringing and perspective. But as much as I love Turkey, I eventually realized that the limited opportunities and the daily challenges here were impacting my life in a way I could no longer ignore. Istanbul is always bustling with people, tourists, and residents alike. For some, that energy is what makes the city so exciting. For me, though, the crowded nature of the city became exhausting over time. Uh, I remember commuting for hours just to get to work, standing on a bus for 2 hours each way, and this slowly wore me down. The crowds, the constant rush, and the strain of always trying to keep up in the city, uh, which is moving so fast. It was as if I was in a race that I couldn't ever quite win. Professionally speaking, I found myself facing frequent challenges. As a foreign worker, it's often assumed that the challenge or that the language barrier will hold you back. That wasn't an issue for me since I speak fluent Turkish and have Turkish roots. But even with that, I still felt like an outsider in many ways. When I tried to emphasize my Turkish background, it often felt like people doubted my sincerity, as if I was just trying to fit in. My experience was unique and didn't always align with everyone else's, but for me, this feeling of not fully belonging became something I couldn't shake off. In the workplace, I dealt with the realities of Istanbul's private sector, where long hours and low pay are common. I found myself changing jobs frequently to try to find stability. Many companies expect more than they offer, and at times I had to work without a permit just to keep going. That meant no real social security, no pension, and very little protection or support. These are things I shouldn't have had to sacrifice, but they became part of my experience. Economically speaking, the past few years have been especially challenging. I was constantly racing against inflation, which impacted every area of life. Rent would increase unpredictably, sometimes by more than 100%, despite legal limits. And as foreigners, there are additional barriers in the rental market which can restrict where we're allowed to live and also complicate even simple things like updating our address. This made us feel super restricted, almost boxed into certain neighborhoods with little flexibility. I also felt the impact of Turkey's taxes on things like cars and technology. Cars cost double or even triple what they would elsewhere, and purchasing even a basic phone could be twice as expensive because of the import taxes. Though I understand the need for these policies for a country, they made essential items feel inaccessible and simply out of reach, adding a layer of financial pressure that became hard to ignore. But despite these challenges, I want to emphasize that I am not discouraging anyone who's starting a life in Turkey. For many people, it's an amazing place full of opportunities and community. Every experience is different, and I think it's important to recognize that mine is just my and one perspective among many. In the final days, I knew it was time to take the next step and move on. The last clips you are seeing now show me packing up, taking down paintings from walls, and wrapping up things to sell or ship, and saying goodbye to the life I'd built here. Leaving behind 6 years of memories in just few suitcases was emotional, still, to say the least. I will be also posting my life updates now that I moved out of Turkey. And now my husband and I are starting fresh in a new place. It's a daunting task. It's emotionally demanding, leaving everything we've known. But I'm hopeful that this new beginning will bring us the stability and peace of mind we've always been searching for. I'm grateful for everything Turkey has given me, and the good and the difficult moments alike. This is a country that will always be part of me, and I forever carry its influence in my heart. It shaped my personality. It made me the person I am now, whether I want that or not. And I've built a life there. I've built many memories, friendships, experiences, and I will forever be grateful for that. Lastly, I just want to thank you all for being with me on this journey, and I hope sharing my experience offers some insight, encourages you to reflect on your own past, and excuse me for this extremely unprofessional voiceover. It's my first time. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.